Good evening. I would like to call the November 9th regular board meeting to order. All board members are present. Please stand for the pledge and invocation.
Please rise.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please remain standing.
Gracious Heavenly Father, be with us as we try to make wise decisions for our schools as we go forward. Thank you for the grace and mercy you show us each day, and be with our teachers and students and administrators. Keep them safe as they attend school. In thy name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
We would like to say welcome to the stakeholders that are attending the meeting this evening. Please take a look at the agenda.
I'm making a motion to approve the agenda as presented.
I second.
It has been moved by Richard Bach, seconded by Lucille Holmes to approve the agenda as printed. All in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it, motion carried. FYI, Superintendent's report.
Yes, first I want to start with student and teacher ADA.
Doc, hold on just a second. Are there any public comments?
I'm sorry, none.
Okay, go ahead.
All right. For month 2, in first place at the elementary level is Hayes Cooper at 95.77. Bell came in close second at 95.33. All the schools look pretty good on the elementary level. The flu has hit us at the middle and high school, it looks like. First place was the middle school at 90.72, and overall as a district, we are at 92. Our teacher ADA, I am really pleased with, and you can see that in your report as well. Everybody's in the 90+ percentile, so to me that looks really good. First I want to recognize a few people that we have in the audience, and I'm going to start with Ms. Marlowe. If you'll come forward so we can put you on the camera and people can see you in public. Ms. Marlowe has been awarded the 2023 Outstanding Earth Science Teacher Award. She got her bachelor's degree from Del State University and her master's degree from Mississippi Valley State. She has continued her pursuit of geoscience education by attending national teacher programs. She's worked with Mississippi State, ExxonMobil, Teacher Academy in Texas, Mississippi Science Teacher Academy at Jackson State, and MAST at Southern University of Mississippi Gulf Coast Research Laboratory. She's taught for 24 years and has won Service Awards, Teacher of the Month and Year, and Outstanding Middle School Science Teacher because of her dedication to students and support for others. She's an active member of the Mississippi Science Teacher Association, where she shares hands-on labs that she has developed and incorporated from other programs. Being a lifelong learner, she seeks out opportunities during the summer that will equip her to better teach her students. She considers it a privilege and an honor to be in the classroom to instill in students the love of the natural world. And if you follow the middle school on Facebook, you see all the fascinating and I mean, you can see the student engagement from the pictures. You don't have to be in her room. You can look and see the engagement. So we just want to get a picture with her. We want y'all to see her and outstanding. So she went to Pittsburgh and got this award. And are you the first one from Mississippi?
They say it is.
Okay.
Or say I am.
Yes.
Congratulations.
That's wonderful.
You make me look thin.
I'm getting old, so you gotta raise it up.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And I know you're getting something else Friday.
Yes, ma'am.
What's the name of that one?
Well, it's the awards.
Okay, so they're coming Friday too.
Yes, ma'am.
Should have had you up here. Come up, Miss Farr. Come on, come on. Let's do it again. Let's do it again.
Come on up here, let's get that gray hair in. Come on.
We need to do one more.
It doesn't bother me, it bothers people. It's a blessing, girl, to get it.
Thank you.
Sparks, I didn't ask you today, can you outrun half your students still?
Do it every day.
Teachers too.
You can run.
Next, if Kason Brinkley will join me up here.
All right, Casey.
Kason is a student at the high school. He's a 10th grader at Cleveland Central High School. He was featured by Mississippi School Board Association in November of '23 in their digital newsletter in the article that said Cleveland Central High student attends Flight Academy for his accomplishment of completing the Black Pilot of America's 2023 Summer Flight Academy in Houston, Texas. He went from July 8th to the 22nd and attended one of the nation's top STEM and aeronautics immersive flight academies for young aspiring pilots that is held in Houston. And while he was there, he got 10 hours of flight time on a flight computer. He's got a pilot logbook, and I don't know what a plotter is, you'll have to tell us that. 40 hours of ground school training, and you got an $8,000 scholarship, is that right? All right. He is the youngest at age 15 out of the 16 students from around the country that competed in this academy. So his next step is, he's flying, am I correct, twice a month to gain additional flying time, which is $200 an hour, if anybody wants to donate to the cause, toward his student certificate, and begins taking online, I don't want to miss anything, ground school lessons to be able to pass the FAA written exam and complete his private pilot license in his senior year at high school.
Awesome.
So his long-term goal is to become a commercial pilot, and I got to hook him up with my
Hey,
brother.
I get it like a free. Marquita, come up here with your baby.
How can we donate if someone wants to
Come on.
donate?
Right. Call Carl.
Okay.
I have nothing to do with this. This is all his daddy. I just had him. I need hard work. That's right.
And you get the free flights.
Yes.
And me too.
Oh, wait. Okay. Ready? Yay, we're so proud of you.
Yes,
Casey, when you get that, Casey, when you get your pilot's license, I want you to take George up, not bring him back.
Oh, I love you.
Spray my ass. I'm gonna spray it right on Cleveland.
Scoop it.
Kate, can you come up? Next, we have Katie Alvarez, who is the 17-year-old daughter of John and Tracy Alvarez. She has been a student in the Cleveland School District since she started 4K at Hayes Cooper Center. She joined the you turn red, she joined the swim team in the 7th grade while she was at the middle school. She first appeared in the MHSAA Swimming Championships as an 8th grader in 2019. In 2020, she finished the 100-yard breaststroke event 5th in the state. In 21, she swam in the same event and finished 7th in the state, if I'm correct. In 2022, she competed in a 200-yard freestyle event, finishing 7th in the state and 3rd in the 100-yard breaststroke. This year, during her senior year, she finished the 200-yard individual medley event 6th in the state and the 100-yard breaststroke event number 1.
All right.
Katie states that her accomplishments in her swim career would not have been possible if she had not competed against some of the best swimmers throughout Mississippi and surrounding states. So I want to celebrate Katie Alvarez in front of all of you as a state champion.
All right, Katie. Mom and Daddy, come
Y'all
on.
want? We need one without and one with. Let's do that. Oh, take the glasses off. Y'all, come on. We'll let y'all.
Get your hair straightened out. Here, John, get it.
Gotta get it right.
Get your hair right. Get your shine off of it.
We do it was George Biden.
Oh, okay.
And last but certainly not least, Britton Sawyer. He is a 15-year-old student at Cleveland Central High School. He's been swimming for 7 years and currently has 4 championship medals. 3 have been earned in the 50-yard freestyle event, and 1 was the second-place finish in the 500-yard freestyle event. He states that the past 7 years have been amazing, and he would like to thank his coach for teaching him how to swim and training him to be the best. Also, he would like to thank his family for their love and support, and his advice to other athletes is, if you work hard and you have faith, you can achieve anything. So he finished second in the state in the I always want to say meters, but it's yard. So how many times is that? 20 laps in the pool. So that's amazing that you came in second. Mom, get ready.
Yeah.
And
Granddad.
And granddad.
Yeah.
No, don't make nobody
Show
sit,
him, show
George.
him the breast.
Thank you.
Did George teach you how to swim?
I challenged him one time, before he made the first state time, I challenged him, said if he made it, I'd do a 25. I did the 25, but I was way behind.
Congratulations.
Okay.
Okay, Lily?
And y'all can be dismissed, y'all. I know y'all want to stay for all this meeting.
Congratulations again.
Congratulations again.
Okay. I can tell. I taught him.
Okay, also this month, Ms. Towers and I had lunch with the Mississippi Belgian Community College president and his team. There was Ms. Housey, Ms. Holmes and I attended a DAAIS meeting at Dell State in October. I read for the record at Bell on October 26th. That was fun, reading to the kindergartners. And then Mr. Johnson, myself, the high school principal, and lead counselor at the high school attended an accountability called Success, Setting the Stage for Success regional meeting in Oxford this past week. Attended a chamber board meeting. We had also this month, we did the Title I parent meeting in conjunction with the Pastoral Council and PTSO president meeting. And then yesterday, we held the exit interview with the State Auditor's Office on school compliance. We are also accredited and received that letter for the 23-24 school year. That paperwork is in your FYI. And tomorrow night, please come out and support the high school as we whip Clarksdale tomorrow night in the first round of the playoffs in football. Right, Kason?
Yes, ma'am.
And that's all I have.
Oh. Do me a favor,
Uh-huh.
between now and the next board meeting, write a letter to the Mississippi Department of Education to have them remove interim from your, I just saw that on the thing they got you.
They have it in other places, but they do that on
Okay.
some stuff.
But just send a letter if you can.
All right. Any other questions for superintendent? All right, curriculum? Ms. Towers?
Good evening, everyone. I have my curriculum update uploaded for you. The first document that you see is that we are moving to our year 3 for the HQIM grant. For HQIM year 2, we're finishing that out at the end of this month. We were able to distribute 158 days of support for ELA and math. That's with our My Perspectives and My View ELA curriculum as well as our Envision math curriculum. So I just have the chart outlined there for you with the number of days allocated for each school and the total amount that is allocated. And again, that's a grant, so it's not coming out of any district money. So we pretty much have, that information outlined. The principals are currently identifying how many days they need to finish out the rest of this academic year and how many days they want to start out for the 2024-2025 school year. On the next page, a list of some of the professional development that was provided for the teachers and administrators. We engaged in professional development for Reading Plus. That's one of our intervention tools for our students who are significantly behind. But we do have some schools that use that as tier 1 support. For example, Dale Academy requires all their students to utilize that platform. One thing that we're trying to do in the curriculum department, we talked about the number of web licenses and the amount of money that we're investing in purchasing these programs. So the curriculum department, we're going to ensure that we set goals, but there is an adequate amount of usage for those programs, because we want to see a return on investment. So on the next page, we have our accelerated reader usage for the month of October. So as a district as a whole, our students read 6,871 books. They read over 20 million words for an average of 20 minutes a day. Another program that we utilize in Cleveland School District is the Our Ready platform. Our administrators did attend a recent professional development just to kind of revamp and modify their plans. One of our goals is that our students complete at least 30 to 45 minutes of time on task for each content area, and you will see that for the most part we are surpassing all those goals. I also included some information about our Reading Plus implementation, our paper K-12 tutoring platform that we have, which is funded by MDE. And last but not least, the final document, we were able to distribute 1,225 yard signs as an incentive for our students who perform well on their math assessments. So we ultimately had almost 200 additional students this year who either earned proficient or advanced score as well as.
That's good.
And you should see some of those signs all around.
You do?
And the pictures posted on social media.
All right.
You said we had 200 more this year than we did last year?
Yes, ma'am.
That's great.
All right, any questions for Mrs. Towers? Any questions? All right,
Thank you.
Business Department, Ms. Pulley?
Good evening. I have attached the business office monthly financial reports for your review. Those reports include your September 2023 statement of income, budget status report, statement of fund balance, your expenditure reports, cash flow reports, and bank reconciliation. The district maintenance bank account for the month of September has been fully reconciled, and the district's fund balance as of September 2023 is $12,966,091. Total amount of expenditures for September 2023 is $1,638. $1,638,409. The amount of revenue for September 2023 is $1,649,853. And we have also fully reconciled the food service bank account. Their fund balance for September 2023 is $1,281,707. They spent $327,122 and brought in $246,669. This concludes your.
What'd you say the balance on hand was?
For who? Food service?
For the district?
District fund balance?
District, yeah.
It's $12,966,091 for September 2023, district fund balance.
Yeah. I saw the 12 million that said anticipated revenue
Which report you're looking at?
on the first one, statement of income report. I hadn't made it down there far enough yet.
Yeah, that's just for ad valorem tax.
Right. I'll
Yeah, it's
figure
not
that out.
included, yeah.
Okay, we've heard the report from the business manager. Are there any other questions regarding the financial reports? All right, federal programs, Mr. Towers?
I don't have any. I I completed comparability for the district and, our annual count survey that was due last month, and, sometime this month, Ms. Pullen and I will be completing a ESSER late liquidation form, to make sure we can still, pay out, the last ESSER two, late if we needed to. It's just in case you need it, so we'll do it sometime this month. That's it.
All right, any questions for federal programs? All right. Mr. Johnson, district operations.
We don't have a few updates. ESSER two, of course, we're closing out. We will have a controls meeting on November the 28th to the district gain access of the HVAC controls. As far as ESSER three, we are currently finished with all the roofs. All we need to do is time in, and we have pure air conditioning units that still have to be installed at both the middle school and high school. The gym units are in on hand, but they're anticipating on doing that during the Thanksgiving holiday. And the next is the roof replacement. We had the bid that was done in September, that was for $2,798,000. You see the insurance amount, they have agreed to cover $2,772,056.70, which the district cost based off of those numbers would be $25,943.30 out of pocket. But with, if you would, I guess, look down at the Excel sheet that the insurance company sent, they added Naylor, the full school, which when we first looked at it, we was only looking at just that portion of Naylor. So what was only bidded on was that portion of Naylor that had a temporary roof. So now the contractor had to go back out and give us the price for that remaining amount.
Question, did we get reimbursed anything for what we'd already done, that we had to do to be able to start school?
Understood.
For the hailstorm,
Right.
we only got $300 and some $1,000. I
You
don't
know,
exactly.
because we had to go in and replace some tiles and
They're still,
And
fix
so
it.
now that's gonna be separate. He did say
Okay.
this was just the roof, and they
Okay.
gonna reimburse us on the ceiling tile replacement and all the other
the
things.
temporary roofs.
Now, temporary roofs is included in this.
Yes.
Okay.
And I wanna say we received partial on the temporary roof already.
So do we expect to recover most of that cost, or we're just,
most, but not all.
well, you're never gonna get all?
Yeah, because it's a deductible, and if you see the 2% deductible that they had in there for all of that.
They're working with us.
So we should be getting some money back in that we paid out.
Yes, yes, soon. I wanna say hopefully.
Like I'd hope before tonight, but that we would know final.
And I guess, Ms. Pulley, you'll kind of give us,
Oh, yeah, for sure.
or you or Charles will kind of give us an update. We spent this, we got this back on those services.
If you take a look at the financials, you'll see everything's been coded to Fund 3921 Hillsborough renovations. So you'll kind of, we've
We'll
tracked.
see what's going out, we'll just have to see
Yes,
what comes.
so we can compare it once we get our final reimbursement.
What was the code again?
3921.
All right.
All right, and at this time, I yield the rest of my time to Snyder Electric for a short presentation.
Sure. Okay, thank you.
Well, I think you guys got a bigger packet last board meeting, is that right? Okay, I'm sure you read all of it, and I was just gonna, I'm kidding. Well, look, we've been busy at work for the past several months with your leadership team, putting together a really awesome project. We looked at a whole, on the first page here, we've looked at a whole lot of different projects, okay? Because they just told us everything they needed across the district, so we went ahead and scoped everything out, priced it all out, and then we went back to them in the past week and we're like, how do you want to phase this up? Because we're not going to be doing all of it at once. Do I need to give you guys another?
No, we got them.
Okay,
Thank you.
I'll just take an
You
hour
didn't
or
get
so.
one?
I'm
Okay.
gonna keep it quick for sure. So on this page, I wanted to show you everything we have scoped out, and the light purple, that's stuff that we're gonna do in a later phase, that's correct. That's the right packet right there. The dark purple is what your leadership team decided to focus on in our first phase. So our first phase is gonna be really focused on high school, middle school, and really making some transformational renovations across those schools, along with a district-wide voice over IP system and asset planning, which I'll explain. We have some other things slated for the later phase at the elementary schools and CDTC and whatnot. But I just wanted you to see the whole picture. Now let's dive into what we're gonna do in phase one on the next page. It really is transformational. So lighting, and a lot of your schools, you have these really dated looking pendants that are under your ceiling tiles. We're gonna get rid of those and we're gonna put in brand new flat panel fixtures that are LED. So it's going to look really sharp and it's really gonna brighten things up. As it stands now, you have really low light levels. So my energy savings got cut in half from what I thought it was going to be because it was inadequately lit, okay? But now we're going to make it the optimal light levels for a classroom, and everybody's really going to love it. You're gonna get new LED lighting on the exterior of your building, so that's gonna make it brighter and safer at night. In athletics, what we have scoped right now is all new LEDs, state-of-the-art sports lighting for football, baseball, softball, and the competition gym. It's must go, so it's got a 25-year warranty, meaning they're gonna guarantee 50 foot candles, which is really good in your football, and 50, in the infield for your baseball, softball, and whatnot, for 25 years. And like less than a 2.5 degree variance from that across, any area. So you won't have to spend any money on it. You're spending $15,000 a year just on maintenance on your current lights, just repairing the old stuff you have. We're getting rid of the wooden poles because they're dangerous. We need to put in some steel poles. Go ahead.
Does the football field have wooden poles?
Football field has steel already, but
Yeah.
you have wood at baseball and softball. We're actually gonna retrofit your football, so that saved you some money. And then in one area, we're gonna use one pole to light football and I think it's baseball or softball right there. It's gonna be awesome, and you get to do light shows. You're gonna have 4 minutes of customized light shows. This is what everybody's doing, so if you're not seeing it in your district yet, it's coming. Almost most of the districts on the coast are doing it. Some of them have color, right now I have it scoped for color changing light shows, but I think we're gonna scale that back a little bit. But you're gonna do all the sports, so nobody's left out. Anyway, so I think that's something people might enjoy. And then from a security standpoint, this is gonna be huge. So we're doing district-wide voice over IP. That's gonna save you guys $10,000, $10,300 a year. And it's really gonna bolster your communication. We're gonna be putting phones in all the classrooms, and that is gonna be amazing because you're gonna be Ray-Bombs Act compliant and Carries Law compliant. So if somebody calls 911, the authorities, first of all, that 911 call will be heard across the superintendent, principal, and SRO. They'll hear it as it happens. Also, the dispatch will know what room called and exactly how to get there. So it should really cut down the time it takes to respond to things. And it saves you money, and you get all the upgrades. We're also going to fix the intercom at the high school and the middle school. High school's a big deal because you got 2 different systems on one campus. That's finally going to be fixed, and it will be IP intercom, which is the way of the future. Your access control, right now, if somebody's inside the door, and the door will automatically open if it senses occupancy, and we don't like that. So what we're gonna do is change the door hardware and then put in new access control to where you can truly, shut off the building to outsiders. You're also gonna be putting in fencing, but we don't want it to look like a prison. It's very stately, beautiful iron fencing along, just to kind of close off the campus at the high school, because it's so spread out. So that's kind of some of the scope that your leadership team really prioritized for the first phase. We're gonna be weatherizing the facilities you have. You can see the outside from some places, so we're gonna really weatherize around the roof and wall joints, door sweeps, windows, to make it more comfortable. And the other thing is you just got a whole lot of new HVAC, or you're getting it right now, and you're looking at maybe having somebody to support you from a service standpoint on that. What we're including in here right now is capital asset planning, and that's gonna be GIS locations of all your HVAC systems. We'll know the date they were installed, the SKU number, the condition of them, and we can log all the maintenance that you do on those, and it will automatically put into the system what the replacement cost will be whenever they need to be replaced, so that you can plan for that in the future. So it's something, all these things can be scaled up or down, but that's what we thought was really going to align with your future direction. And then we haven't done this yet, but we would like to help put together kind of marketing to help, manage the message around this and some student engagement. So that's everything in phase one. You have a question?
Well, Charles, we were gonna do some window stuff with, what grant, we got a,
That's the no interest bearing state grant.
but we received that.
Yes, we have it.
Are we gonna be able to do the windows?
And that's what we still waiting. We got a no, but we
Appeal.
kind of talked back to see if it was something else that we could do. And we waiting to hear back from it. If not, then we'll look at another.
Is there anything in this project that the $750 could be applied to?
Yes, pretty much most of everything that
Okay.
she got.
Okay. So I guess we'll know something
Before the
shortly.
end of this month, we'll have the decision.
And then she could, if we decide, okay, we want to move forward with phase one, or parts of phase, whatever y'all come up with, we could take and offset part of that with that money?
Absolutely.
I'm sure that's your expertise.
Yes, we call it stacking or blending, different funding sources to get you the
And
whole
this,
thing.
this is
that you want.
a master lease is what this, what you're,
Yes, that's what you can really pay for it however you want. And we've gone after a lot of grants, and so far we haven't succeeded yet, but we're gonna keep going after them. And there's plenty of things that you can get with the ones coming, up to date right now. But yeah, the next page is where I started putting together how much it's going to cost and how you would pay for it. I do have some terminology wrong that I need to correct on here, but let's just walk through it. So right now, we just have done the conceptual planning, so budgeting exercises for this. We think it's going to land around 4.5 to 5.5 million. I'm already now that they gave us kind of direction, we're working on finalizing all of our bids to get a final number on this. The thing that's different about this than other projects you've done in the past, you've said, I have this much money, then you go bid it, and you're over or under. I'm gonna tell you precisely, I'm gonna give you a fixed final construction project price. And that is what it is.
based off the checklist that they give you, this is what, we want this, we don't want that, whatever.
Yes, so this is where the costs are coming in. I also worked with Jessica to see, okay, where do you want it to look financially? What's gonna really fit your budget? Okay, and so that's what we started talking about. So I'll walk through the savings here. Our project, just at the high school, middle school, will save you $42,000 a year. And in this pie chart down here, I showed you where that came from. A lot of it's coming from the energy savings from lighting. On the athletic lighting, it has some energy savings and a lot of kind of maintenance savings. And then your phone savings is bringing in a good amount as well. But $42,000 a year guaranteed for 20 years isn't gonna cover a $4.5 million project.
Right.
So the other piece, the most impactful piece is really you guys have some funding coming off the books later this year. And so Jessica was saying maybe you could just continue budgeting that $200,000 payment.
You talking about 3 mil, or you talking about?
No, this district funded debt
On another master lease?
on another lease that's expiring, June 2024. So
And that's-
we decided to take out, that was the bus.
And it was a couple of $100,000?
You know, it's right at $200,000.
Yeah.
If we decided to take out another loan or do a loan option through Snyder, they have some available, and we can stay within that $200,000 for annual payment, then the district wouldn't see any more money coming out of their budget than they've seen in the past years. So.
That's really the task she gave us. And so right now, we're in that weird squeeze where, okay, we're not there yet. It's still a little too expensive, we need to free up more money. So the other thing we're looking at doing, we've talked about it preliminarily with Denise, but it's looking at maybe restructuring your copy and print management services. This isn't something you buy from Schneider. It's just literally something we know that you're gonna take out a master lease agreement with Bank of America, with whoever. You gotta pay it back. I'm only bringing in $42,000 a year in guaranteed savings. You have to get the money somewhere, and you don't wanna pull it out of your out of pocket. So we're just trying to help you reinvest, I guess you could say, what you're already spending.
So your estimate is you could save 60 to 120,000 a year on paper and printing services?
You could, well, we want to look at it, because it's not all about saving money, it's about, because you can save money at the expense of your team or all of that. So we're gonna look at, is there a way to reconfigure it? Maybe you could buy the copiers, get a really great service agreement or something. Like, we just want to look at all the options to see if there's a, or just renegotiate it, to generate some savings. And there's another district that was same size as you guys, very similar. They spend $60,000 a year on managed copy and print services. And that IT director, former one, was going to just, we're gonna meet and talk about it.
George, how long you been on this board? 25 years?
23.
I've been on 15. And every year, we hope that we don't have to use as much paper, because we're gonna become more technological. And if we we still use just as much paper as the day I got here. So I guess paper's not gonna go away. It's still a lot. When I first got on the board, we owned the copiers, and that was always a problem. By the time you got it paid for, they needed a new one. And that's the reason we went to leasing those.
No, it makes a lot of sense, and that's why, and sometimes it's way too much burden on your IT team as well. But there are options for leasing that are less money. I mean, so that, again, this other district, 9 schools, they were spending $60,000 a year on a leased, like, copy print services. They didn't own the equipment. There's ways to do it, but I just wanted them to meet with Denise, see if, like, those methods work here. But I do think, I mean, we do look at this across every district, and these are pretty hefty.
Oh, yeah.
So those are just ideas. We're not where it needs to be, but I wanted you to see what it's looking like, and we know what our assignment is.
Which is where we want to get on.
Well, we have some ideas up our sleeves. We're gonna make, I mean, Jessica's a tough sell, but I should know. But we know what our assignment is, and we're gonna try to get you there without cutting value out. And I think that you're gonna be able to make a big impact. We're really close to where it needs to be for her to like it. Also got good news from a lender today. I started getting a feel for the market. Rates went down a little bit. We can get 5% for 20 years, which is really, really good today. It wasn't good 2 years ago.
Or maybe tomorrow.
What I am gonna request y'all do though is get a bank, is hold the rate, because you never know what's gonna happen after the election, so.
What will they, how long will they hold, 90 days?
You can get up to 100.
It depended on how much, pretty much funding, but I think we have 5.35 rates back in January.
That's all I have.
The last project we did like this, they never could prove that we were saving money.
I'll say,
How's your company gonna do that?
Okay, well, right now my guarantee is gonna be on the lighting. So this is how we're going to measure it for yours. We're going to measure the wattage of your light fixtures before we do the upgrade, and then we'll measure it afterwards across all of, a sampling of all of those. If we do not save, if it doesn't drop the usage, the amount we promised, then we owe you the shortfall for 20 years. So just a one-time check of 20 years of shortfalls, and I've done it before. We wrote a check to Roanoke City Schools, one of my projects. It was for $150,000 because we were off. And we also do it every year at Scott County Schools. Not Scott, sorry, Stone County Schools.
but I will say in this project, the savings is not, you're not projecting the savings to be as high as the last project we did. Last project, we were saving several $1 million if we did it, and we never could verify that we saved any. And so we canceled the existing ongoing contract with them to monitor that, because we were paying for them to monitor.
I'm working
Without
with 3
naming
different
names.
districts right now that worked with that same company around the same time, and we're putting some projects together for them. But yes, I mean, you're not doing, this project is not going to be self-funded with the energy savings that I'm bringing to the table. I'm just bringing 42,000 to the table. That's just, it's cute. I mean, it helps. But the reason I'm not is because your leadership wants a better learning environment. I could save a lot more energy at the cost of your learning environment. I could lower the light levels like they did on the first project, but I'm actually gonna increase them. And I'm gonna add more light where you don't have it to make it, so we're more focused around accomplishing your goals than saving the energy, I guess you could say. But we are we will deliver on what we promise. And again, that's why we're also doing other things, like we're not doing coffee and print. I don't do that. But I know that you have to find a way to pay for it, and you need these things, and we just wanna help you get there.
So you remember your first presentation, you said to us something about helping us find funding to help for the cost of this project?
Yes.
You looking for, you helping us?
Yes, we've gone after two grants so far. We did not win them yet. Oh, we
I
didn't win
got
them, but we're gonna keep going after grants.
Gotcha.
And then we also, I mean, we got relationships with 17 banks that do these energy efficiency lease purchases, and we just go direct to them. Basically, there's a couple banks, if they'll take the debt, they're the best rate you can get, so.
But I guess, Charles, you'll know something, and if we can apply that money to,
Yes, before we meet for December, because I'm pretty sure they have final numbers by December, then we'll have an answer prior to the, hopefully by the November the 29th.
so, I'm sorry, on this interest-free loan that we got for $750,000, there were strings attached to it, it had to be for certain,
Certain things that we wrote in to say, so we would have to amend it. We would just have to go back and amend it to say, we're not gonna do this. But we're
it was
gonna do
lighting one of the choices,
Not athletic field lighting.
so that would be something outside it, but that would offset some of the cost.
Everything in this, other than athletic lighting, I think you can use for it. And I've used it for Holmes County Schools. They used it for access control, intercom, and doors, which is
Fencing,
in your project.
Do they use it for fencing? Is that fine?
No, but you can use it for, or that's what Jessica said. I hadn't looked at it, but I think all this does apply.
So that's, I guess that's the backup plan.
Yeah, because I think even if you just probably looked at interior lighting itself, I'm pretty sure it's gonna take this.
Right.
Is the gym considered athletic or classroom?
Oh, it's classroom.
Okay.
But, and we're doing something cool there. We're removing your ceiling tiles and then painting the ceiling black as well. Now, the goal is for us to have it finalized. So we'll be presenting kind of like the final project to them soon, like right after Thanksgiving. And if it looks good to them, I think they would bring it to you guys in December.
All right, okay. You've heard the cabinet reports. Can I get a motion to accept those reports? There are no recommendations in those reports.
So moved.
All right.
Second.
It's been moved by George Evans, seconded by Lucia Holmes, to accept the cabinet updates. All in favor? Ayes have it, motion carried. Approval of consent agenda. Are there any items that need to be pulled to discuss separately?
I'm good with it. I know that they're on top of it. I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented.
Can I get a second?
Second.
It's been moved by Richard Boggs, seconded by Debbie Farrinelli to approve the consent agenda. All in favor? Ayes have it, motion carried. Approval of the next board meeting.
I ask that that be changed to December the 7th at 5 p.m.
Okay. Can I get a second? A motion, you want to make
I'll
that
make
as a motion?
And if there's no discussion on it, I'll make a motion for the next board meeting to be December the 7th, 2023 at 5 p.m.
Can I get a second?
I'll second it.
It's been moved by Richard Boggs, seconded by Lucille Holmes, that, for the regular meeting, next meeting to be December 7th at 5 p.m. All in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it, motion carried.
President, what I will probably do is get with y'all immediately, shortly after this one, or within the next couple of days, to set up y'all's
Party.
event, because it'll be right after that meeting.
That meeting, yeah.
It'll take place right after that meeting.
Gotcha.
So we'll
Okay.
figure something out.
All right, thank you. Approval of the claims docket. Questions?
Look at him looking.
What'd he say?
Looking at you.
No question.
All right, there are no questions for
I
the
make a
claims.
motion, we approve.
Second,
Richard, are you
It has
okay?
been moved by Richard Boggs, seconded by
me.
Lucille Holmes to approve the claims docket. All in favor? Ayes have it, motion carried. Approval to amended open purchase for transportation.
I mean, okay.
You know, I just see where it's, those services are running more, so you just have to
Yeah.
get the PO for a little bit more.
Any questions for that, about that?
I make the motion to approve.
Can I get a second?
I second.
It's been moved by Richard Boggs, seconded by George Evans to approve the amended open purchase orders for transportation. All in favor? Ayes have it, motion carried. The next,
I didn't understand this one.
is the People's Bank recommendation, I'm sorry. Ms. Pulley?
Okay, so we have a sinking fund investment with, formerly known as Trustmark Bank. The People's Bank bought out Trustmark at the start of this fiscal year, which was July 1st, 2023. Back in 2010, a lot of school districts enter into this QSCAB sinking fund investment where they ask investors to contribute or invest into construction bonds to help the district pay for needed construction costs. And for over a 10 to 12 year period. So right now, the current plan that we are in brought us a negative return of $16,000 last year.
This is where we have money, is this where our 16th section monies and things
No.
like that are?
No.
So,
This is strictly a separate bond that we bought, where investors invested in to help us. We got $1 million.
okay, this is a bond
It's
that,
a bond that they gave us $1 million to do needed construction, and we've been paying it back over a period.
right,
And what was the amount of it again?
$1 million on this one for 2010.
and it was paying back with 3 mil, or what were we paying it back with, district maintenance?
No, this was district maintenance, yes. And so basically, in order to avoid another year of negative return, the People's Bank officers recommended that we switch to a direct treasury investment plan where it allows us a guaranteed 5% on our balance. And that way we may be able to recoup what we've lost, plus kind of lower our payments until the bond matures.
I guess that the 5% was, so we're paying 5% interest on that, is that what
No, we're not.
we're receiving?
We will if we decide to switch to this new plan. So now they're asking us to exit this current plan, start this new one where it'll allow us a guaranteed 5%.
Is there an exit fee to get out of the old one?
No,
What's the time frame?
November 30th.
I just, this was kind of new to me, is the reason I was asking.
The way I understood, the way I read it, and I could be very wrong, Ms. Pulley is definitely more of an expert about it than I am on this. Your bond markets are just bad right now. It is negative. Most people were, over the years, were banking on bonds, government bonds, T-bonds, whatever it may be. That is no longer the case. The same idea behind why you see all your banks competing to sell a CD. Last year, you could get a CD and you would hear 0.4%, 0.6%, 0.7%. Look at all your banks now. They're advertising a 5.1%, 5.6%. You're making money on a CD, and a CD is much, fortunately, safer and more definite than, some people might say, the stock market. So what they're saying is, you leave it in your bond, you're gonna lose 16,000 possibly again next year. You're gonna lose.
And if we continue to lose, to add to yours, if we continue to lose, and we get to the end of this bond maturity date, and say, for instance, we only had $650,000 in there, well, guess what? We're gonna owe
350.
$350,000 plus what we lost because of the negative return we're getting.
Whereas
So-
if you move it, what they're suggesting is
Now.
now,
Go ahead and
get
move it.
out, go to a 5% CD, because you're for sure going to get 5% plus.
So this is our
on
money
whatever
that's
it
in
is.
there.
It's our money that we owe, so basically we're setting aside money in the savings account to pay back this $1 million loan or
Okay,
bond.
now I'm understanding. I couldn't understand why we were getting money on money we owed. So we're paying into that account each year. And then they draw out, or we pay out of there.
The investors are receiving the interest, not what they put in, not the principal right now. So over these past 10 to 15 years, they've been receiving the interest
Okay.
that this money has been approved. Last year was a negative return, so I'm sure the investors are begging the officers now to reevaluate.
Okay.
So when does the principal kick in?
It sits there until the bond matures and then the money goes back to the investor.
They put up the money on
So
the
this is
front
no
end.
brainer, right?
Yes, but I still.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah,
I think she thinks so.
yeah.
I mean, I think so too, but I just was unfamiliar with how this worked. That's the only reason
This is gonna be a
You know
one-time
how it
thing
works?
anyway, right?
Yes, and that's what I'm not
It's
mistaken.
gonna be
We
a
have
lot
one
safer.
2010
Yeah.
and 2012. This
So
one
right now
matures
we
in
gamble.
next
Right now we
November
gamble.
2024.
With the bond.
All right, any other questions? Can I get a motion
I
to,
so move that we invest with whoever asks us to invest with them.
can I get a
People's
second?
Bank.
People's Bank.
I second it.
It has been moved by Lucia Holmes, seconded by George Evans to accept the People's Bank recommendation. All in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it, motion carried. Approval of Abuse Education Services Agreement. You all had a chance to review it. Are there any questions? Can I get a motion to approve?
So moved.
Can I get a second?
Second.
It's been moved by Richard Bach, seconded by George Evans to approve the Abuse Education Agreement. All in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it, motion carried. Let's look at items 10, 11, 12. Now stop there. Have you all had an opportunity to review those? This disposal of student desk, test security plan, and DSU facility usage agreement.
I did, George.
I did. I looked at them
No,
all.
Any questions?
It was about to
Can we
swim.
test security plan on 30 day out?
What kind of day?
30 day. I'm just asking. now.
It-
It's not a policy.
Mm-mm.
I make a motion to approve
11,
10,
12.
11, 12.
Can I get a second?
I second.
It has been moved by Richard Boggs, seconded by Lucia Holmes to approve items 10, 11, and 12. All in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it, motion carried. The next items, 13 and 14, are E-rate items. Ms. Denise, do you have anything on those?
It's just to allow me to put it out for bid for next year. We'll start the process is to do the RFP and to post it in the paper twice.
Okay, any questions on those? Can I get a motion to approve her request?
Make it.
Can I get a second?
I second.
It has been moved by Debbie Farinelli, seconded by Lucia Holmes to approve items number 13 and 14. All in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it, motion carried. Oh, I could have put 15 with that too. Data collection, that's also technology.
I believe that was Ms. Bennett wrote that one.
Okay, were there
I
any
read over
questions?
that.
Oral, did you have a chance to look at it?
I have.
Are you good with it?
Yes, sir.
I make the motion to approve.
Can I get a second?
Second.
It's been moved by Richard Boggs, seconded by George Evans to approve the CSD data collection policy and procedures. All in favor? Ayes have it, motion carried. Ms. Smiles to go, we're ready.
Ms. Smiles.
She been smiling since she been here.
Thank you. I'm Ashley Casey. Thank y'all for having me tonight. I had put some blue folders on
Michelle.
y'all's desk. I'm sorry I didn't make a note for law. I wish I would have. I apologize. But I know Ms. Brinkley at the last board meeting, I had kind of presented a little bit about our program. So I wanted to just kind of hit the highlights with y'all for that and answer any questions that y'all have. So we are a mobile dental program. We bring our dental trailer, we have a 32-foot trailer that we bring to the schools. And it's actually a full dental office on the inside. One of the things that we do, we offer preventative services. So that's all your exams, cleanings, sealants, fluoride, and x-rays if they need them. We have consent forms, and I've included a copy of all of our take-home forms, consent forms for y'all's review in there. But our consent forms have to be approved from the state dental board. So we have to meet certain requirements to where it has to be at a 5th grade reading level. We have to include terminology for the parents or guardians that if they do decide to participate in our program and they have dental insurance, that we are allowed to bill their dental insurance. However, if they don't have dental insurance, then we strictly write it off. So there is no out-of-pocket cost to you parents or the district for these services. Once we receive all the consent forms, we go through and we will go in while we're creating profiles and we'll verify if they do have insurance. Now, once we verify if they have insurance, it will give us a service history. So let's say, for example, a parent had filled out one of the consent forms. We pull it up and it says it has a history service to where they're going somewhere every 6 months. Then that's when we're gonna call the parents and we're gonna say, hey, I think y'all accidentally signed up for the program because y'all are going to a dentist, and that's what y'all need to do. We're trying to see the ones that are falling through the cracks or don't possibly have transportation or all sorts of different reasons. So our goal is never, if they have an established dental home, to take them away. So I just wanted to kind of address that.
We've had issues with that,
Yes.
okay? Because
Yes.
I'll get a phone call that's gonna say, it's gonna be from a dentist or a parent. I saw little Johnny and Susie today, and their dental benefit was used at the school.
Yes. So we've learned a lot in the 10 years that we've been going, and we've taken some steps to help decrease that. So we have them all registered to where the parents get text 2 weeks prior to our on-site school visit, telling them that a dental service is coming. We also send another text afterwards, and we have a take-home form that we send home with the parents. So we do have copies of those in here as well. But like I said, sometimes you have parents that maybe not read it in its entirety and they just sign it. So that's why we try to go above and beyond. And if we're checking insurance and we see that service history, then we're calling them. All the time, our goal is to provide care for the ones who need it. And kind of on the first page, or the second page, on the right-hand side, these are some pictures of children that we see that are going down the hallways. These are the ones that we're really trying to help educate, to get them the services they need. A lot of stuff that we do as well is parent education, because dental is probably one of the biggest fears from everybody. So that's the thing with our program. We start them at a young age to get introduced to the dentist. It's not all shots, needles, negative experience. And then hopefully, when they become adults, they'll be in that pattern of taking care.
Is a sealant, is that the same as filling a cavity?
No, sir.
Sealant is different.
It
Right.
prevents.
Will you be filling cavities at the
We
school?
will not. That is considered restorative, and so the liability goes a whole lot higher when you start doing restorative. That's extractions, fillings, crowns, all of that. So since parents are not present, we do not do any restorative. It's strictly preventative care. On the left side of the folder, I included, because we have had a contract in the past, and I included in there a copy of our old MOU. Then behind that was the statistical form, a breakdown of the schools, the number of students that we had seen. And so during that MOU agreement, we saw roughly, I think it was 462 students total for the district. And on the third page of that, I gave a breakdown of how each one's insurance is. So like the first one, it was 112 students had zero insurance. So when we added up the amount of dental work that was provided for them, it roughly came out to $30,000 worth of free dental care that was just written off. Also, the last page on that side is our referral dentist. So from our state dental board, we cannot go into a school district and serve if we don't have contracts with either a dentist inside of the county or adjacent to the county that has agreed to accept our referral patients. So we do have several in the county and adjacent counties. We serve Greenville and Clarksdale, Cahoma County. I included a list of some of the other school districts that we serve.
One question going back to the stuff you performed last time. It says, it's on your second page, on the back of the page on this one right here.
Okay.
What you did in 2021, I guess?
Yes, sir.
You saw 462, you did 462 student examinations,
Correct.
and you did 1,295 preventative sealants applied.
Yes, sir.
So every student got roughly 3 of them each?
Well, not necessarily. The young ones, they don't have your 6-year molars, and then you get molars again at 12 years old. So the really young are mainly getting the cleaning and the sealants. But it's once we get to junior high and high school, that's where you could have 4 to 6 sealants of those.
Well, I see at Pyramid, which is elementary, you did 657. You did half the sealants in the elementary.
What grade does Pyramid go up to?
K through 6.
Okay.
I
Yes.
think then it was K4, wasn't it? I mean, K,
Just elementary.
okay, yeah.
Yeah.
No, whatever it was.
So at 6 years old, you start to get your premolars, and that's 4 teeth that are coming in. So, and that's normally, first to second grade is when those.
Big 12-year-olds by the 6th grade.
Right, yes, sir.
All right, are there any other questions for Ms. Ashley? All right. Okay, what is the pleasure of the board? Can I get a motion to, I do have, and this will be a year, like, this MOU will be through June 30th, 2024? Okay. Can I get a motion to approve the MOU? Or what's the pleasure of the board?
Well, the kids that they service and that don't have it, so I so move. They all need it.
Can I get a second?
I'll second it.
It's been moved by George Evans, seconded by Debbie Farinelli to approve the MOU. All in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it, motion carried. Remove from table the October policy review. We did see the update in that policy from last month. Can I get a motion to approve?
So moved.
Can I get a second?
Second.
It has been moved by George Evans, seconded by Richard Box to approve the October policies. All in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it, motion carried. Any discussion for the November policies? All right, can I get a motion to table?
Motion to table.
Can I get a second? It's been moved by Richard Boggs, seconded by Lucia Holmes to table the November policies. All in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it, motion carried. Approval of the agenda, personnel agenda, are there any questions?
I didn't have
If not, can I get a motion to approve?
any. Make the motion to approve.
Can I get a?
I'm sorry, Lucia.
Hold on.
My motion dies for lack of a second.
Correct.
I think I had a question, but I think I need to discuss it in executive session.
Okay, so can I get a motion
But
to,
you just want that number?
No,
or-
What
Yeah, just,
number?
yeah, let me go back and look and see which one it is. Oh, this rascal.
you want to just move the whole?
Just, I can't remember the number.
Oh, okay.
Was it,
Was it, what was,
Resignation.
Okay.
what reason are we gonna
Here
stay
it comes.
taking it?
Number 2.
Okay. It's number 2 on there. Can I get a motion to move item number 2 to executive session?
So moved.
Can I get a second?
Lucille?
It's been moved by George Evans, seconded by Debbie Farinelli to move personnel item 2 to executive session. All in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it, motion carried. Approval of the remainder of the agenda.
So moved.
Can I get a second?
Second.
It's been moved by George Evans, seconded by Richard Box to approve the remainder of the agenda. All in favor?
Personnel agenda.
Personnel agenda. All in favor? Ayes have it, motion carried. Approval to consider executive session.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
It's been moved by Richard Boggs, seconded by Lucille Holmes to enter executive session. We'll be discussing personnel and student misconduct. All in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it, motion carried. 2 minute break, y'all got
Well,
quiet.
you do stated reasons for it?
Mhm.
Okay. I'm sorry, I tuned you out.
You got to go to the restroom. Y'all got to go to the
You
restroom.
know he got it.
Just 5 minutes.
Okay.
He said 2.
2 minute break.